All right, so welcome, and thanks for taking the time. My name's Andrew Knightlick. I'm founder and director of the Center for Executive Coaching. I'll introduce myself a little bit later. We do these information sessions differently every time, and so I thought today a good place to start is just to take you right to our member area. I hope you can see this on the screen. Let me know if you can't. I don't think anybody comes close, any other program comes close to the content you receive when you join our program. It's included with all of our programs. And as Shannon notes, we have 4 different options. All of them start with our core program, which I'll take you through a little bit later. But I just want you to see, no matter which of our executive coaching certification programs you join, whether you want the International Coaching Federation, if you know what that is, or you don't, whether you join a seminar or you don't, everything includes this learning platform. So I thought today I'd start just by taking you through this a little bit. Essentially, when you join us, you're going to get resources to help you be an executive and leadership coach that no other program comes close to. You essentially get a whole library that helps you through everything from how to coach someone through anything, the process of coaching, assessment tools, as well as 360-degree assessments, the leader's dashboard. We get into 2 foundational methodologies, behavioral coaching and perceptual coaching. And then everything else are specific situations that leaders face. With us, there's no fluff. We're not going to kill you with academic theory or jargon. It's really about how do you deliver value to your clients in a practical way using the client's language. That's what's important for you to succeed as a coach, whether you're internal or external. Okay. So we'll get into things like, how do you coach a client that's a one-trick pony with communication or can have more impact? How do you coach a client with a high-stakes influence conversation? Overwhelm, time and priority and energy management, leadership presence, coaching when someone has some issues with personal domains that are bleeding into their work success. A lot of our coaching is about helping clients improve relationships up, down, across, and outside the organization, engaging employees. And, just to give you an example of like the kind of content you receive. And by the way, this is all just the recorded stuff. We have live classes, so stay tuned. But you're going to get an executive summary of each approach. You're going to get a full methodology that is often up to 40 pages or so. You're going to get a slide deck that you can use for trainings and facilitations as well. Okay. And then we have videos, video instructions. So you can go at your own pace through the program if you would like. All right. And often there's as much as 4 or 5 hours of content. So even if you wanted to go through this program at your own pace, you would have an incredible library of resources. Let's see, let's keep going. There's coaching clients about conflict, whether it's their own or conflict that they're tolerating on their team. I'm going to click this again to undo the, there we go. There's, again, more about the network of relationships, team coaching, strategic planning. Like, how do you coach a client to think about strategy and executing strategy? You don't need a consulting firm to do that. Coaching clients to lead change, succession planning, service excellence, when a merger happens, developing their board of directors, especially for nonprofits, creating a high-performance culture, and, why can't our organization execute? We also have bundles for career success. You can become a career coach at no extra cost by doing a little extra work, and coaching the growing business. We have an amazing toolkit and methodology for coaching growing businesses in addition to the leadership coaching. We also talk about helping you develop your own frameworks, helping clients think comprehensively through issues. And we have a ton of case studies in coaching. Okay. At the same time, we have better, I guarantee both of these things, better business development for those of you thinking about starting your own practice than any other company comes close to offering. You're going to get about 200 pages of business development guides and sample marketing messages, illustrative proposals. We have about like these little 3 to 5 minute micro learning videos if you like learning that way. We have how to sell without selling, how to create online programs, how to market online, We really take you through from soup to nuts, however they say that, about everything from finding your niche, creating the messaging that gets you visible, how to get visible, how to price, how to propose. And anytime you want, you and I can talk one-on-one, included in your program. Nobody else that I know of lets you talk to the founder who's developed their own practice successfully and written books about it and worked with, at this point, thousands of coaches over 20 years to help them develop their practice as well. Okay. We have affinity groups that you can join based on, where you're located or interests, things like consultants who are becoming coaches, HR people becoming coaches, coaches interested in technology or diversity, coaches in Atlanta, Georgia. You can start one if you don't see one you like. We also match you up with our other coaches so that you practice coaching. The way to get good at coaching is to practice. We can review your recordings of coaching with a self-assessment we provide anytime you want. Okay. So I just wanted to start there, if that's okay. I'll get to your different program options, but this is included with everything. Under program logistics, you'll see how to get on our live webinars. We have 15 hours of classes every week, included with all of our programs. We have all of our recordings here, hundreds of hours. We have, about 1,000 pages of coaching tools, methods, PowerPoints. You'll get a 400-page textbook, and you can take a best-in-class assessment so you see how assessments work as well. Okay, so just wanted to start there to get you thinking about what's included. My name's Andrew Neitlich. I founded the Center for Executive Coaching around 2006. I was a management consultant before that, after graduating from Harvard Business School. What I noticed as a consultant, aside from the fact that I was burning out at it and tired of all the flying around, was that clients started saying, yeah, I knew that. Like we work really hard on an analysis, like a benchmarking analysis. And I share it with the client and say, yeah, that's about right. I'm like, why do you just pay $250,000 for this? And it was what the client said that got me into coaching was, yeah, I don't need all that. What I need is how to get it done. I got people gunning for my job. I don't have a sounding board that I can trust. I need someone I can talk to help me make the tough decisions. And I didn't even know it was called coaching back then, but that's when I started doing it and just said, I don't need to manage a team of overpaid MBAs here to do analyses. This is what clients want. And so I've been a coach ever since, and I love it. This is my home office. There's a massage chair behind me. You can't see it, but there's a boxing bag to the left. And depending on how a client session goes, I'm in one of those two afterwards or before. I work from home. I have great clients. I see my family, my kids I'm very involved with. It's an amazing career if you're thinking of making a career switch. If you're internal, it's just a great way of focusing on the most strategic issues that are there. So I highly recommend it. It's changed my life for the better. Okay, so let me take you through a few things, and then I'll spend as much time with any questions you have. Let me jump ahead in this. I just want to start with, like, would you be a good coach or not? We are never going to be the biggest coach training organization. We like being small. You're going to get a boutique experience with us, and therefore, I only want the right people to join us. We don't put you through a big application process. I can look at your LinkedIn and have a brief conversation with you to know if we want you in the program, and you can certainly decide if you want to be in the program. But these are the three things we're typically looking for. One, the people who tend to be good executive and leadership coaches have a passion for this. It's almost like a calling, right? Like when you look at your career, your favorite moments have been developing other people to be their best. You've taken pride in being a mentor to others, coaching others, and developing others to be better. And that's been really rewarding for you. Okay. So, like, I don't like it when someone says, how much can you make as a coach? How quickly can I make $1 million? We're going to show you how to build a practice, but we don't overpromise. Coaching is a business like any other. Therefore, if you're going to do it because it's good in and of itself. You just know you're going to get value out of what you learn. Okay. 2, you got to be smart. I don't know how else to say it. You have to demonstrate verbal agility. And what I mean by that is, coaching is not a conversation where you bring a checklist of questions to ask. There are training programs that attract that kind of person. If that's you, you're not a fit for our program. You got to be good at collaboration, dialogue, being, what one famous coach calls a thinking partner. You should be very good at listening, right? And I understand that many of you come from leadership roles and you're used to telling and directing, and that's fine. Here, though, you have to know that great coaching is about listening, and that to me is a key criteria. You're at least willing to let the client figure things out. That's what good coaching is. You can mix advice and mentoring and other things with it, but it's really a being in the moment with the client. So I don't know that verbal agility is the best word, or dexterity. I stumble over my words all the time. If you were expecting a Broadway actor to do this presentation, you've come to the wrong place. I have a voice made for silent movies. But I know with a client, I don't have to talk much. 25% of the time at most, I'm talking. I'm doing mostly listening. And the hard work of coaching is being present and doing that. And finally, I really believe executive and leadership coaching is a privilege, right? You should have something that makes you credible in addition to the coach training we will provide. I really believe that if you're a good coach, you can coach anybody on anything, where coaching is the appropriate conversation to have, but clients don't necessarily believe that. And so you should have something. You don't have to be CEO or vice president or, whatever. Don't undersell yourself here, but you should have some track record of achievement. We have people who have advanced degrees, but you don't need, we have high school graduates, but we have people who have done something. They have substance, whether it's expertise in a relevant field. We have attorneys, psychologists, MBAs, physicians. We have people who are returned military leaders. We have people who are HR leaders. We have people who have been in the C-suite, entrepreneurs, consultants, trainers, just something that makes you credible. That's where we're most successful. That's our sweet spot. Okay. That's why we're never going to be the biggest, because a lot of people who go to the big coach training programs, often I'm told they come across as adrift. The bell curve is much wider. We're looking for good, solid people. Okay. And I think you'll appreciate that too. That's one of the best parts of our program, is the people we attract. Okay. So let's go back to the beginning. All right. First of all, how we like to introduce ourselves is through the results that our clients get, our members get, and their clients get. If you go on our website, there's tons of testimonials. You can click a link to see where people come from and the organizations. We've just started a video series of our alumni, so you can watch. I think we have like 10 or 12 videos up now that you can take a look at and just see, what's it like to be an executive coach? How'd they do it? And I think you'll see people from different walks of life. We keep adding those, maybe 2 a month. I think for what we hear is we go above and beyond, and we really are developing something that looks more like the major leagues, right? If you just want a lightweight coach training program, there's probably less expensive programs for you out there. Okay. In terms of cost, I'll show you what our costs are soon, but it's anywhere from $4,900 to get everything. And then you can add a seminar for $2,500, or add just one missing piece for the full ICF training for another $2,500. We're finding that we're costing now about half to 2/3 what other comparable programs are. We'll be raising our rates soon. We just had a consultant take a look, and I was surprised. The problem is when you go to other coach training program websites, they're not transparent about their pricing. They'll start you off with a foundational course. Before you know it, you're in for $15,000. So be very, very careful. If you don't like my program, that's fine. But when you go to another program, ask them, what's my all-in cost before you sign up for one of these foundational things, okay? All right, first, I assume you know what coaching is, okay? What's interesting about coaching is it's not mutually exclusive from other types of professional services, right? Therapy is going into the emotional past. I mean, that's a generalization, but I think that's fair. Consulting is giving advice, being directive. There's training, there's facilitation, there's mentoring. They all overlap with coaching. The best people in those fields know how to do coaching. Coaching, though, is really relying on our client to have the wisdom and experience to come up with their own answers. They just need someone like us to provide a supportive, powerful conversation to help them have insights and get better as a leader. Okay. So I just want to make sure. Now, most of the people who join us coach, consult, facilitate, train, assess. I do all of those things too. We're going to teach you pure coaching, but please don't think like we're different than other programs in that we're not the coaching police. We're not going to tell you you must do it a certain way because clients don't know that. Clients just want to solve their problem or seize their opportunity. So everything we do is client driven, right? So I'm never going to tell you don't give advice. We're going to talk about when it's appropriate to, when it's not, how to make sure the client knows what to expect. All right, let's talk about the coaching market a little bit. This is a great time to get in. Okay, coaching is exploding for two reasons. One, you'll see the growth here. I think what's more important is since the pandemic, clients are very willing and even prefer a Zoom or Teams or other virtual platform. When I first started, everything was local. I had to drive to clients, maybe do it by phone. And that's not the case anymore. So if you want to, you can certainly be local, but you can be a national or international expert very easily now. And clients are happy with that. Okay, so I think the key thing is that, right? It's a $2.9 billion market worldwide. Harvard Business Review looked at the USA spend and found it's been growing about 5.5%. I know that team coaching from another study is about 17% of that. We cover team coaching in our program as well. And the studies are in that show that coaching works. I was just on a webinar today with a client, and he found a study that said that, coaching has, lasts at least 2 years versus a training that might last from 2 weeks to 6 months. Studies by the International Coaching Federation show that $1 invested in coaching provides $4 to $8 in return on investment. These are various studies that have been done. Okay, you can go to the ICF website, and they're pretty good at showing those. When I say executive, I'm defining it broadly. You can coach leaders, and we'll teach you how to coach leaders at all levels. You need to find where you're comfortable coaching and what the market tells you should be coaching. Whether it's C-suite, senior leaders, middle managers, up-and-coming talent, first-time managers, career transitions, entrepreneurs, solo professionals, you decide. What we find in our program is different. We have people who love middle managers. I don't ever want to coach another middle manager again in my life, right? So you have to figure out what you like. Some people love high potential. Some love coaching women who are trying to move up the ladder. Some like coaching right at the C-suite. My personal practice is very much about anywhere from 5 million up to 250 million with the founders or decision makers. I like that the most because those organizations are still creative. I can reach the decision maker without a very lengthy process. And there's millions of those types of businesses. There's only 500 Fortune 500s. Good luck reaching the CEO of any of those. Okay, you know that. You also can choose your type of organization. My first niche was nonprofit, and I loved it. From there, at the same time, I also started working with small tech companies. The owners of tech companies, they'd often say, I love technology, but I don't know how to get the most out of my team. And that's a huge area of coaching. But anyway, for-profits of all sizes, nonprofits of all sizes. Government is really getting into and investing in coaching heavily. We get a lot of people from the Air Force, the Army. I never, if you were going to think about an organization that wouldn't embrace coaching 10 years ago, I would have picked them as well as oil and gas and lumber. We're seeing coaching in all of those now. One of the fast growth areas of coaching now is higher ed, as well as K through 12. I don't know if COVID had something to do with that, but certainly educational institutions are struggling. Solo professionals. And you get to pick your model. Like whatever your model is and your goals are, we will work with you to achieve them. This is a boutique program. I'm here to support you. Like to us, success doesn't mean that you get our certificate or the ICF designation. Success means you achieve your goals, whatever those are. So you can, and this is why I love coaching. You can be a full-time external coach. We have a lot of people who do this part-time. It's they're retiring perhaps, and they don't want to work full-time, but they want to do something, bring in some money and feel a sense of purpose. You can be a full-time internal coach or do internal coaching as part of your larger strategic human resources role. We have a lot of people who start as a side business. I did that. I didn't just quit my consulting firm. I started finding clients where there was no conflict with my work at the consulting firm until I could prove that I could do it. You could build a firm with employees. You could build a firm with products that you license. You could subcontract. There's a lot of firms that hire coaches at different levels in the market. And you can use coaching as part of other stuff you do: consulting, training, writing, speaking, facilitation. So it's really cool. Whatever you want to do, you can make happen. We talked about this. So let's just shift over to the Center for Executive Coaching. First of all, I should do a poll here to see how many of you know what the ICF is. I love people who call me and say, I want an IFC designation. It already tells me that, it's not the, what is that? The Independent Film Channel. So some people have heard about it, but don't really know what it is. The ICF stands for the International Coaching Federation. It is the largest coaching professional association in the world. They do a great job marketing and advocating for coaching. They call themselves the gold standard. So a lot of people want an ICF designation. They have 3 designations. The 2 that matter are the ACC and the PCC. Most people aspire to the PCC at some point. So to get that, you need a level 2 and level 1 organization where both of those. The point I want to make here, you can see the details of what you need. We provide all of this. Everything you need, we provide, including support to pass their exam. The only thing we don't include is the fee to the ICF, which is a few $100s. So with us, we're going to give you the required amount of training. We're going to make it easy for you to do because we have 15 hours of classes every week and you choose which to attend. You don't have to it's not like a university program where if you don't attend, you miss out. Every class we do stands on its own. So it's really designed beautifully for busy professionals. You could take 1 class a week. We recommend 3 hours a week if you can do it. For level 1, you need 60 hours of training. Only half has to be synchronous or live. This is synchronous, what we're doing now, except for those of you watching the recording, that's asynchronous. So the other half, you could go in our member area and complete the program. You also need something called mentor coaching that we provide. That's the required ICF training that tells the ICF we're meeting their standards and you are too. It takes place over 3 months per ICF rules. You'll be with a cohort of 9 other coaches, and over about 12 hours, you'll demonstrate that you can coach to the ICF standards. It's a great program. Level 2 gets you the next level. If you already have your ACC, you can upgrade with us to the PCC. Okay. And you could choose whether to go from level 1 to, it doesn't matter. My recommendation, because you need 500 hours of coaching experience for their second designation, if you're not already coaching and you don't have a big stream of clients, just start with their first, the ACC. And then, with us, we give you the additional training. It's all part of the same program. You don't pay us more. And we match you up with coaches so you can get coaching experience. I would not recommend 500 hours of coaching experience, coaching other coaches. That'll get boring after a while, but you can do the 100 easily. You need 8 clients. Okay. The point is, we're going to give you the greatest flexibility and the easiest path to the ICF designation. Other programs, be careful of, because the way you have to apply to the ICF requires you to submit recordings to them, and they can take 6 months to review and be subjective. With us, the ICF audits us, so they don't have to audit you. So when we give you a certificate, you give that to the ICF with validation of your experience hours, and you could just sit for their exam. You don't have to wait for a performance evaluation. And more importantly, our point of, is that the ICF is great. I love their core competencies. I love what they've done for coaching, but that is what we call necessary but not sufficient to succeed in the market. What we're known for, and the reason people come to us, is because we're going to show you what it really takes. Okay. Executive coaching clients at all levels are demanding. There's a right way to set up an engagement. There's a right way to work with sponsors who are paying. There's a right way to build in results. And the ICF competencies don't show you what that is. So think about us as a practical approach to delivering value to clients. All right. So people come to us for executive and leadership coach training. If you want life coaching, you're in the wrong place. Okay. We'll talk about coaching the whole person. We'll talk about the personal domains, but I don't even know what life coaching is. I know there's schools that offer it. I've never seen someone hire a life coach. What we say is, what do you say when a life coach rings your doorbell? How much for the pizza is the answer. I just don't know what life coaching is. Okay. The people who come to us come because they want a boutique experience. They have the 3 points we talked about before, and they want best in class coach training. Okay. So we're known for training coaches at top organizations in the world, Fortune 500s, major leadership advisory and search firms and consulting firms, top universities, federal government, and so on. Our participants are super strong. You know, again, we don't have an educational requirement, but a lot of people have master's degrees, leadership experience, track records, and they come to us because we're practical, we're results driven, we speak the client's language. We're not going to push some philosophy onto you or some jargon. And we have proven best practices, tools, and methods. They're drawn from eclectic sources. They're all grounded in research. But you know, they're essentially what works. Okay. So when you join us, you're going to get a ton of stuff. You're going to get about 1,000 pages of coaching solutions. I've already showed you what those look like in terms of a high level agenda. You get to choose, you know, how fast you go. We're rated, if you look at reviews online, independent reviews, we're rated as the top training program for busy professionals. We have, again, 5 faculty. I'm one of them that teaches every week the same curriculum, but at different times. So you can pick one faculty member or you can bounce around. You'll get a spreadsheet that shows you who's teaching what when, and each class stands on its own. You know, if you want the ICF designation, the name of the game is accumulating training hours. And so we let you do that at your pace. I think I shared about our business development guidance, the cohort of leaders, what you get. And with us, for one price, you get certified executive coach. But if you're interested and do a little bit more work, you can get business coach certification, career coach certification. You can even create your own research project. Like, let's say you wanted to be a technology leadership coach. We'll design a research project with you where you interview decision makers in technology, write up a paper about what you found and how coaching can help, and we'll give you a unique certificate for that. And that way you have your own intellectual content. We've had people write books based on their work here. You could talk to me anytime, one-on-one, as well as other faculty. And again, we've been doing this since 2006. So the question that's been up there is, what are the options? And I'm going to take you back to our website in a minute. But briefly, our core program gives you everything I've just described. You're already in the ICF program with that. You can get 95% of your ICF hours with that. You get all the certifications, you get the member area, you get the live classes, everything. And it's just $4,900, right? I now feel stupid saying that after the consulting study we've done. I don't know how else to put it, okay? It's not going to be $4,900 for much longer. I didn't realize how long it's been 10 years since we've raised our prices. I didn't realize what other programs were doing, okay? There's only 2 things to add. If you want the full ICF training, it's $2,500 more. All that adds is the mentor coaching. You can add that up front if you already know you want it, or you can wait and decide later if you're not sure, or you're just hearing what the ICF is today. So don't worry about it. We also offer 3-day virtual seminars, totally optional, amazing experiences. You'll get our certification that way. You'll meet a great group of people. You'll know how to coach by the end. That's $2,500 more as well. Okay. If you already know you learn best, you can go there. And then of course you can get all of the above. That's $9,800. On all of these, you can pay 10 monthly installments. All right. So let me show you just where to go on our website to see that. Okay. So, here's our website. Okay. If you click Get Certified, the best place to go is start here. I'm going to put this in the chat if you want to go around. Whoops. Doesn't look like I'm very good at this. Okay, hold on. Let me just go back to the website. Sorry about that. Okay, I think we're almost there. It's important that I show you this because people get confused about all the, these programs, but it's really actually quite straightforward. Okay. So if you go to our website where it says centerforexecutivecoaching.com/overview, and you scroll down, you'll see plenty about the program. You'll see a high-level curriculum. You'll see what sets us apart. And then here is where you'll see what you receive and your program options, okay? The first option I just shared with you takes 2 to 4 months. You can start anytime. And you get all the things I talked about. You get everything. Like, if in doubt, just start here, okay? And you can even, either go to get full information here or register here, okay? Option 2 is the full ICF training. Again, all you're missing is the mentor coaching and our certificate that lets you apply to the ICF the easiest way. So it's $2,500 more. You can pay $7,350 upfront or 10 monthly installments of $750. And again, what's weird that when we did our study with the consultant about our pricing, the consultant had to call other programs to find the pricing, right? And so I'm getting the idea that from a marketing perspective, again, I'm making a mistake. I guess you're supposed to say, start with this program for $1,000 and then they keep upselling you or whatever. I'm not doing that. I don't have the patience. I just want good people who are all in and want to do, the full program so you get what you need. 3, you can join our executive coaching certification seminar. We're filling now. We just added a pure weekend one. That's November 11th and 12th, just 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. And our usual ones are 3 days. Our next one is December 4th, 5th, and 6th. If you want that, again, it's $7,350 because it doesn't include the ICF, but it does include the core program. And if you want everything, it's $9,800. Okay, that's it. I can't be more transparent than that. We also have a program with St. Joseph's University that costs a little bit more, but will give you a university certificate for those who, see added credibility from that. We're really making great, having great momentum with that. We launched it a few months ago and people are responding well to it. It costs a bit more because you get a university certificate. You have to register through the university, not through us, and we're the provider for that, okay? The only other thing I want to show you is you can see the testimonials over here and the Hall of Fame. I really advise you to look at that. And then I'll just show you our, where's our seminars? So our seminars, you can click, like this drop-down has everything, right? Distance, ICF, it goes into more detail. But here are our dates, just so you see that. We have 3 formats. We have a virtual December 4th through the 6th, a weekend one, and we also have an in-person coming up November 1st through the 4th. Obviously, if you're watching the recording, odds are good these dates have moved forward, but it's the same thing. Just go to our seminar there. That one costs a little bit more just because of the logistics of the hotel. Okay, so one more thing, and then let me take questions. Right, so again, here's the PowerPoint. It just takes you through all of this. The next steps are pretty simple. Again, I don't fancy myself to be this slick marketer. I only want you to join if there's a fit. But if you like what you've seen and you think like this might be something you want to do, you really have 2 options. One, reach out. We can schedule a conversation to answer any specific questions you have. Some of you I've already talked to or been emailing. If you're sure you're ready to go, just go to the website and register. We tend to scare people away, quite honestly, who aren't right for the program. I mean, we really are targeting a particular audience. And so, some people it's just not right for, and that's perfectly fine. All right, with that, let me take any questions that you have that I haven't answered. Let's see, Lorraine says, if I take the core program, is this an approved prep program for the board certified coach exam? Yeah, so we don't talk about it much because it's a smaller organization. There's something called the board certified coach certification. If you have a master's degree or higher, it's a 60-hour program, and you can apply to that organization for what's called the board certified coach. And our core program is the program that gets you that. There's some extra documents and tracking you have to do to make sure that you're meeting the board certified coach requirements. But that's right. That's the program. We actually include the BCC with any of our programs just because it's so small. I don't know that we get more than a few dozen people who go through it a year, but it's nice. I'd love the title board certified coach. I think that's better than what the ICF came up with. ACC, PCC, what does that even mean? So yeah, you can go on our website where you click get certified and you'll see BCC listed, and you can take a look at that. All right. In fact, let me take this off record now, just so I don't, those who are listening to the recording, you can reach out and people feel more comfortable sharing. So hold on.